Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today is the day 25 for our PCNSA series. As we have already covered about U-Trun NAT, what exactly it is. If you have not watched the video of explanation about U-Trun NAT, I will put in the I button or you can check the description box of this particular video. Okay, so in this particular video what I'm going to cover is how we are going to configure a DNS server. Like I'll be making a router as a DNS server that I'm going to show you, as well as how we configure a U-Trun NAT that I'm going to show you in this particular video. As I have not covered in my previous video, that only I have covered the explanation, the theory part. I'm going to cover the practical or the configuration part in this particular video. So I'll request you to please watch this video till the end so that you can understand how can we configure U-Trun NAT, and it is very much useful in your real world if you need to configure U-Trun NAT. And also I'll request you to please subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that you never miss any video from me. So without any further delay, let's get started. So friends, let's configure the DNS server and U-Trun NAT. So we are going to hit the lab and we'll try to configure both, right? So as you can see here that this is the topology that we are going to follow. So as per Palo Alto, this will be our inside, this will be our outside. This is our MGMT from where we are going to manage. This will be our DMZ, right? And then this outside interface is connected to an internet router, okay? And this internet router is connected to external DNS and internet user. Now the requirement here is this LAN user or inside user will first initiate a DNS request to external DNS, because in this particular scenario we don't have any internal DNS, right? So it will go to external DNS and resolves the IP address for www.bicastech.com and it will get a public IP address, okay? And originally this particular website is hosted here and it is having a private IP address. So as the PC has got a public IP address and he has no idea what would be the IP address or how do I reach it, because it is configured in the private IP address. I have no internal DNS. So external DNS will give me public IP address, but it is configured in the private IP address. So the U-Trun says, or U-Trun is a requirement wherein if you have a public IP address and you want to access the server which is having a private IP address, the U-Trun will come into the picture and it will help you to reach the public IP address by changing it to a private IP address so that you can access it very properly, smoothly, right? So what I'm trying to say is, if the LAN user wants to access this particular server with public IP address, how they are going to access, we are going to see in this particular lab. Now for deeper understanding, I will request you to watch my previous video, which is day 24, okay? And then you watch this video, okay? For your convenience, again I'm telling you, I can put the video in the I button or you can check the description box of this particular video, okay? Now we are going to start the configuration by doing the DNS configuration of this particular router. So I'm making router as a DNS server, Okay, so friends, let's configure the DNS. Okay, so I'll just configure the IP address first. I will just do okay. What I'll do is I'll just increase the front so that you can watch it properly. So I'll just make it 12, apply, and I'll increase the window size. Okay, so interface 0x0 IP address 200.1.1.1 255.255.255.0. no shut. Okay, so I've configured the IP address at the DNS. Okay, and I just need to do this IP DNS server. So once I configure this particular router has become a DNS server. Now I have to give some kind of host entries, right? So I'll just create a host entry. So IP host, and then I have to specify which is www.bikashtech.com. IP address is 199.1.1.50. So this is the host mapping that we have got it. Okay, now I will change the host name of this. So this is DNS external. Okay, I will exit and I will write this configuration. So this is the only configuration that you have to do, only the IP DNS server. Okay, and you have to do the mapping. I can show you that it is listening on that particular port number. So control plane host open ports. Now you can see it is listening on TCP and UDP port number 53, which is nothing but DNS, right? I will just minimize this. I'll go to this internet PC. Okay, I will configure the IP address accordingly. So I'll be changing the IP address, properties, IPv4 201.1.1. Okay, I'll just make it 10. Okay, and 201.1.1.1. So I'm making this one as 1, this one as 1, this one as 10, right? And my DNS will be this IP address. Because this is my DNS, I should go reach and then my DNS resolution, because he has the mapping. So 200.1.1.10, right? So let's configure this, close this. Okay, let me check whether I have configured a correct IP address. Okay, I have done a wrong. Let me make it as 10. Okay, IP address 0, and then we have 255. Done. So do show IP interface brief. So you can see that it is configured properly now. Exit and write it. Okay, this is also a router. You can see that this is also a router. Enable config mode. Again, I will change this as well so that you guys can see properly. Okay, apply. Okay, so I will just go and put this IP address, which is 200.1.1.1 255.255.255.0. Okay, no shut. G0/2 IP address 200.1.1.1.1 255.255.255.0. Okay. Show IP interface brief. You can see IP addresses. Okay, I have not made it unshut. So 02 by interface 02 no shut. Okay, do show IP interface brief. Okay, you can see that it's been configured properly now. It is up as well. So I'll exit it and I will do, or I'll just do a write. Okay. So I've configured the internet router as well. I guess one more thing that is missing from my side, I have not configured the routes because it's in different network and this is in different network. So I will just try to configure the IP route 0.0.0.0, 0.0.0.0, and I need to configure 200.1.1.1 and done. Okay, I'll go to this PC. Okay, and I will just do ns lookup www.vikastech.com. You can see that. So this is the one, and I should get a, so www.vikastech.com. So I supposed to get a, and you can see that my DNS resolution is happening properly. So my internet user, through the internet router, I can reach to DNS and I'm getting the response. So my DNS configuration looks perfect now. Now what is the first thing that we are going to do in this? Okay, first, at Palo Alto level, we have to configure outside interface, then we have to configure inside interface, we have to configure the PC IP address, and first we have to allow DNS traffic. Okay, this is the first step that we are going to do. And next, second step, now to allow the DNS traffic, as it is going to internet, we have to configure a PAT as well, so that the LAN user can go outside and access the DNS server and get the response of the DNS server. So this is the first step that we are going to do. Let's do that by logging into Palo Alto firewall. Okay, friends, let's go to Palo Alto and we'll try to configure the Palo Alto. So I'll just increase this, friends. So first of all, we are going to configure the interface 1, which is connected to LAN. So we'll make it as layer 3. Virtual auto will be default, and the zone will be inside zone. So inside zone. Okay, and we are going to configure the IP address, which is 10.10, right? So I'll just configure 192.168.10.10/24, right? And then we are going to configure 1/2. We'll make it as layer 3, and then we are going to make it as default, and zone will be outside 199.1.1.10/24. Done. And 1/3, which is our DMZ 172.16.10.11. So we'll make it layer 3 again. This will be default and this will be DMZ, right? And 172.16.10 or 11.10, right? So this will be 11.10/24, right? Fine. So we have configured the IP addresses, we have configured the DMZs, and also we have to default configuration we have to configure, because it is connected to internet, so we have to send a default gateway through this. So I'll just name it as default. I can name it anything, but for now I'm just doing it for now. The interface will be 1/2, next hop IP address will be 199.1.1.10. fine. Okay, so I have configured the IP addresses. Okay, now let's configure the policy. So first I will go to security policy. I'll configure a policy so that my traffic should go to DNS server, right? So DNS server, so this is a DNS traffic that needs to be allowed. Now my source will be inside, IP address will be 10.1, 192.168.10.1, that needs to be allowed. The destination is outside, and destination IP address will be 201.1.1.10, right? This is the DNS IP address. Okay, and in application I'll define the DNS here. So only DNS traffic should be allowed, action will be allowed, right? And now it is going towards internet. I have to do a NAT, right? Then only the traffic will go to the public network. So I'll create a NAT, basically PAT. So this is for inside user to going outside. Original is source as inside, destination as outside. Okay, and I will be putting as interface 1/2. Okay, after doing all this, I guess we are good, and let's commit this changes. Now I will go to the PC. Okay, and first of all I have to change the IP addresses, because the IP address is not configured here. So let's configure the properties. IPv4 192.168.10.1, 192.168.10.10, right? And the DNS, again the DNS IP address will be 200.1.1.10, right? Okay, yes, okay. NS lookup, which is www.bicastech.com. You can see that bicastech.com, and the configuration has been completed. Now I will go to this PC and will try to do an DNS lookup. Now you're seeing that DNS request is getting failed over here. Okay, the reason being it is getting failed because I have not configured the router with the configuration of G0/0. Okay, so if you see the G0/0 configuration here, so I'll change again the settings, which is 12. Okay, apply. Okay, so if you see, it's not been configured. So I will do the configuration. I'll make this. So interface G0/0. Okay, configuration mode, interface G0/0, IP address 199.1.1.1, 255.255.255.0, no shut, exit, right. Fine, because there was no route and it was not configured properly, that is the reason. So IP interface brief, you can see that it's been configured properly now. Okay, now I will try this again. So we'll see whether, okay, I guess it will take some time to resolute and then it will work. Okay, so friends, I have given a wrong default gateway by mistake. So I supposed to give as 1. This is the IP address of the interface itself. This is the IP address of our next hop. We have to give that. So let's commit this configuration. So let's commit, and after that we'll try it again, and I feel it should work now. Okay, configuration has been committed successfully now, and we'll try to test the connection again. Okay, so let's do that. So now you can see that the resolution is getting completed. If I go to monitor and if I see the DNS request, it is getting to the destination and I'm getting the response with proper IP address which is there in the browser itself. You can see. So here I'm getting a proper response of it. Okay. Now the second step would be that I will be pinging this particular IP address. Okay. Now what exactly going to be happening over here is that my source will be this. So this will be my source IP address and my destination will be 199.1.1.50, which is this one, right? Now the traffic will reach to this Palo Alto firewall. Now in U-Trun, what we are going to do is the source will remains the same for now, just to make you understand, and destination I am going to change to 172, or maybe I will write it like this, 199.1.1.50, and I will change the destination IP address to 172.16.11.1. This will be at Palo Alto. Now once this gets changed, the Palo Alto will send the traffic towards the server. Now once it reaches to the server, at server it looks like this, 192.168.10.1. this will be the source and destination will be 172.16.111.1 at server. Now server will respond back, so the return traffic will be going in. Now here the source will be 172.16.11.1 and destination will be 192.168.10.1. Now in this particular case, as we don't have any direct connectivity or we don't have any routes from DMZ to LAN, the reason being in DMZ we have public exposed servers, and if we have a direct connectivity from DMZ to LAN, if our DMZ zone get compromised, our LAN will also get compromised, so will not have any direct connectivity. So in this particular case this will not work. So we have to change our source IP address to some other IP address or to the interface IP address of our in DMZ interface, which is 11.10. So here I am going to change the source IP address. I am going to change the destination IP address. So both source and destination will be happening in one single NAT rule. So during that particular time, this will be different. The source IP address will be, the interface IP address will be like this, 11.10. Okay. And while it is getting a return, the destination will be 16.11.10. Okay. Once it reaches to Palo Alto, it will get unnatted to this, and then this particular traffic will reach to this particular PC. Okay. Now I'll show you how to configure this particular condition in Palo Alto firewall. Okay. So friends, let's go to Palo Alto and we'll start configuring that. So let's go to NAT policy first and we'll configure a NAT rule. So U-Trun NAT, right? So my source will be inside, okay, and my outside will be the destination will be outside, because my traffic is, this destination traffic is 199, it is going outside, right? So it will match this particular condition, and my source will be 192.168.20.1. I can make it as subnet as well, /24 as well, okay, as I have only one IP address, so that is the reason I'm making. And here I am going to DNS IP address, or not DNS IP address, the IP address which is got resolved for me, right? 50. So 199.1.1.50. This is the destination, right? Source and destination. Then I am going to translate the source IP address, or first I'll change the destination IP address with 172.16.11.1, right? This is the server IP address that you can see, right? And the source is also getting translated, as I was telling you. I can have a translated address as well, or else I can do a translated to the interface as well, right? So you can see in U-Trun NAT, so U-Trun NAT, you make it as up always, because it has a lot of condition to it. So source, destination, source is getting translated with this IP address, the interface IP address, and destination is getting translated to the server IP address, okay? And we have to create a security rule, okay? So if you remember, friends, whenever we define the destination, whenever the destination NAT happens, we have to define the original IP address here. So this is U-Trun NAT rule, okay? My source will be inside, which is 192.168.10.1, and destination will be DMZ, right? As the NAT will happen, and then the security policy lookup will happen later. If you want to understand, or if you are not sure, if you are getting confused, maybe I can put the destination NAT video in the I button. You can just go through that particular video so that it will be more clearer for you, okay? And destination will be 199.1.1.50, right? And then application is everything is allowed, and I will just commit this changes, okay? So once the changes gets commit, I will go to the PC and I will try to ping www.bikashtech.com, right? So let's complete this particular commit, and then I will do the testing, okay? Friends, the commit has been done. Now I will go to this particular web server and I have to configure the IP addresses as well. So I'll just change the size of the fronts. Okay, I will make it a little larger so that you can understand this. Okay, so I will go to configuration, interface G0x0, IP address 172, okay, sorry, 172.16.1.11.1 255.255.255.0 no shut IP route 0.0.0.0.0.0.172.16.11.1. Okay, 16.11.10. Do, or I'll just write it. Fine. Or else, if you don't want to give this particular range of IP address, you cannot get if you think that if I give a default route, it can reach the LAN IP address as well. That is correct. You can reach the LAN IP address, but from Palo Alto side, we can restrict the traffic. If you want, you can restrict the traffic and you can check that. Okay, you can also do that particularly. Now I will go to the PC and I will test the connection. Okay, so this is the PC. I am going to ping this particular IP address and you can see that I am able to ping. Okay, so let this ping and I will log into the firewall, which is 192.168. Give me a minute. 202.143, right? Yes, admin and the password. Okay, now what I am going to do is, again I will just increase this size. So session all. Okay, now as you can see in the ping, the source 10.1 is getting translated to 11.10 and 199.1.1.50 it is getting translated. So my source and destination both are getting NAT in this particular way. So this scenario will have a certain condition. It will not work in all the condition. It is not required to configure in all the condition. It is required in certain condition where you want to access the public IP address from internal LAN. So your server is inside of your organization and you want to access through public IP address, then you are going to configure U-Trun NAT, otherwise it is not needed. So friends, this is what I wanted to cover in this video. If you have learned something new, please hit the like button. It basically helps me a lot to create more content like this. Thank you so much for watching till the end, and also I'll request you to please subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that you never miss any video from me. Thank you guys. I'll see you in the next.